Boggy Creek Life for another episode of Mail Calls and Grail Hauls. I'm your host, Cam Boggs. Thanks for stopping back by, or if it's your first time, please hit that like and subscribe button and turn on the notifications. That way you won't miss any upcoming content. Alright, so on today's show, it's a grail, but it wasn't like a grail that I was like, oh, I gotta have that. It was one that I was like, if I get the chance to, I will, if it comes by me, and it did. That being said, before we get into it, let me tell you a little bit of how I am. And when it comes to these old horror movies and models and how I get into it, and just where I come from. And I mean, you know, I may say something about these older movies, and I hope I don't offend anybody. I don't mean to. It's just my preference. So I was born in '72. So, you know, I was brought up on like The Exorcist, Aliens, The Thing, you know, the Kurt Russell, The Thing, you know, newer stuff. That's well, it's not new now, but it was, you know, then. I've always loved the design and the look of the old Universal classics, you know, stuff from back then, the old B-monsters and stuff like that. But to me, Creature of the Black Lagoon's my favorite. But to me, most of the movies were just, They didn't scare me, you know, because I was brought up in a different time with better special effects and all that. Even though I love how the creatures look and the monsters and all that, there's a lot of the movies that I have not seen. Now, of course, I've seen like Frankenstein, Dracula, Creature from the Black Lagoon. I don't know if I've ever seen the original Wolfman. I mean, I've seen the other one, the remade with Del Toro or whatever his name is. With this kid we're going to talk about here, same thing. Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. I didn't watch this till a couple days ago, but I already had the kit because the chance came by. Of course, I knew who Caesar was and Dr. Caligari because I'd seen them in horror magazines and stuff like that over the years, pictures, and I always thought it's just creepy looking as hell, especially for that time, you know. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know if he was a vampire or what it was. I didn't even know what the movie was about. I mean, it kind of looked to me like he was standing in a coffin or something, so I thought he was a vampire. Once I watched the movie, I know this is not the case. And if you haven't seen the movie, it's only like an hour and 6 or 16 minutes long, I think. I highly suggest it. To me, it was like, I would say like the original M. Night Shyamalan plot twist. You know, it's like recommended to study in film classes and stuff because of, you know, it's German, the sets, the acting, the costumes, they were all like, kind of ahead of the time, but yet they were like abstract impressionists. There's like a lot of representation in the movie for like politics and stuff like that going on, and just a very ahead of its time for what it was. So yeah, you know, that's me. Now, granted, before I build a kit, if I have not seen the movie, I will watch the movie. That way I'm not a poser, you know. And it also helps me get a feel for the character, the paint job I'm going to do. It gives more emotion. I can't imagine building a kit that I haven't seen the movie to. You know, that would be weird to me. So even if I think the movie's like, I'll still sit through it. Yeah, that's just how I am. I like the newer movie, you know, or the old new movies, however you want to say it. You know, the Freddy Kruegers and all that. I wish people would make more of that stuff, but it is what it is. Before we get into the Dr. Caligari here. The kid is Abduction 1919. It says it was produced in 1996 by ARTOMIC production company, and it was sculpted by Thomas Kuntz. I think that's about all I got to say about it. Let's dig in. Okay, so first off, we got some nice box art here. Das Cabinet des Dr. Caligari. 1996, ARTOMIC Creations. You have a picture of Caesar there, ARTOMIC Creations. Dr. Caligari here. The movie was made by Decla, D-E-C-L-A. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but that's how it looks. Abduction 1919, original sculpture by Thomas Kuntz. Kit features Caesar and Jane in 1/6 scale, museum level sculpture, expressionistic set piece, Caligari trivia and instructions, color photo, pressure cast urethane pieces. We have quite a big box here, as you can see, so let's hope I have enough magic. Whew, That's a lot of stuff. Testing the limits of my magic here. Yeah, we've got a lot going on here. I don't know how powerful this magic's gonna get. And we don't, Harry Potter don't have that much magic. So, here's a good look at it before I take it apart. So we can go over it. Beautifully sculpted. I couldn't put the walls up, they're just too thin. Alright. Let me magically undo this and we'll go over it. Okay, so let's get down to the goodies first, which I always like to do. Certificate of authenticity here. It's very cool. I like it. It's like a cultish looking, just goes with the movie to me. You see sculpture by Thomas Kuntz, Certificate of Authenticity, 1996 AD, which I did notice when I was looking at the back of the nameplate there of the model. If you look, etching on the back of it, 1995. So maybe he sculpted it in 95 and then finally got it released in 96. Embossed, signed. So that'll be cool to put in a frame next to it or whatever. That's how I like to do things. It's a nice photograph and business card of it built, which is good for reference. Trivia, a little bit about the movie. Won't take you through all that. Like I said, it's only like an hour and 6 or 16 minutes. I can't remember. You know, give her a watch. It's worth a while. But that's cool that people put stuff like that in there because, you know, they don't have to do all that. Here, it looks like a bad copy of direction. I don't even got an X on that side. But flip it over. Tells you, you know, cut from sprues with nippers and all that. So, I mean, this is good for like, you know, especially back then. I mean, this is what, not long, probably after all this first started. I think I heard somewhere that like garage kits started in the late 80s. So, you know, this is only a few years into it. And I imagine, I don't remember exactly when the internet became like popular, but I don't think it was super popular back then. So I don't know how the word spread on getting these things out. But it also has, you know, instructions for painting it. Painting his face, his eyes, his suit. And then it has instructions on painting Jane. And a little bit on how to put it together. And the base. And all that. I thought this was funny. It says, copyright 1996, Thomas Kuntz. ARTOMIC Creations. Don't even. I take it that means don't even think about recasting it or something. I just thought that was funny. Now let's get into the kit. We'll start off with the bottom, the base. Nice, solid, decently thick. Du musst Caligari werden. Du musst Caligari werden. I'm trying to remember what that was in the movie. I think it was Be Caligari or something like that, or You Must Be Caligari. You can see it's all got like designs from the set on it. You'd have to see the movie if you haven't. Now these are the walls. Now I haven't quite figured this one out. It looks like maybe it was molded together and I'm supposed to cut it. I didn't see that in the directions. I mean, it's molded together. It didn't get like accidentally. This kit has no glue on it. And the fact that I received this through any kind of postal service, and that's the only piece that's broken, and that's, you know, nothing but a minor repair, is a miracle, especially when you look how thin that is. That is crazy thin. But you put these together in the back of this, and they make up your wall somehow. Oh, I see. This is supposed to, you're supposed to take and cut this part off, this little part. Right there, right there. And then it flips around and goes to the bottom of this. So this is actually glued together up here. Oh, that's way too high, sorry. This is glued up here. You take this top part off and put it on the bottom coming out this way. All right, mystery solved. And once again, the sculpting on this, phenomenal in my opinion. I mean, it looks exactly like everybody I saw in the movie. There's Caesar. Come on, autofocus. There we go. It's even got his pupils and stuff sculpted in there. Got a little bit of minor hair damage missing. Nothing a piece of Aves won't solve. And here is Jane. We even got the eyelashes on her built out. Make it easy to paint. It's very expressionistic, black and white makeup paint job. But her head's hanging like that, so that's why her hair is like that. All the folds in the dress. Caesar's other hand. Nicely done, especially for back then. The only thing, maybe the veins. There we go. The veins in the hand, fingernails. Auto focus was working fine when I wasn't filming. Not my hand. For some reason, when I put my hand back there, you see how black the backdrop is now? When I take it away, it turns white. I don't know what's going on. I'm constantly trying to figure out camera things. The videos will get better and better. But as you can see, we got a lot of work to do here. That was my 1996, you know, molding. I mean, that's, you know, like I said, I've only been doing this about 3 years or so. And, you know, I've talked to fellows that's been doing this since it was out. And, you know, they just told me, hey, if you start getting old stuff, everything was like that back then. And, yeah, I'm finding that out slowly and surely with every old piece I get. But, you know, it's just technology back then. It's nothing to do with the quality or the sculpture or anything. Like, see, it doesn't quite fit in there right. His hip sticks out too far. So we'll be dremeling and avesing. Can I coin that term? Avesing? We'll see. This does have something inscribed. Thomas's initials. 1996 on that. Yeah, I don't think you can see it. There's his initials, some little symbol. It says the sleepwalker. Yeah, that's what in the movie they call a somnambulist, but that's what a sleepwalker is that's, I don't know if they still use that term. And I think it says to all of us there. It says something else right there. I can't tell. It says to all of us, and then something else that's scratched lightly in the year and that. Nice chain. So like I said, it's just going to be a good bit of cleanup, but it will be a beautiful kit when it's finished. Good thing I like a challenge because, you know, like you're going to have to sand that for a little while. You know, see, you just don't even. This one's going to be fun. Some people call it a nightmare. I call it fun. So that is the 1996 ARTOMIC Cabinet of Dr. Caligari by Kuntz. And we are out. So thanks for stopping by Boggy Creek Life, Mail Calls, and Grail Halls to check out another classic kit with me. If you haven't already, please hit that like and subscribe button and make sure you turn on the notifications because I've got some things in the works for those of you who like all things creepy and scary and spooky. And, you know, I think everybody likes a little bit of that stuff. Just a little, even if they don't want to admit it. So, until next time, be safe. Be good to each other. Model on. So thanks for stopping by for a few minutes again and checking out another classic kit with me. If you haven't hit that like and subscribe button yet, please do, and go ahead and turn the notifications on. That way you won't miss any upcoming episodes. Welcome to Boggy Creek Life. I'm your host, Cam Boggs. Thanks for stopping back by, or if it's your first time, why don't you go ahead and hit that like button